You know what? Let's check out this Pursuit of a Murder Suspect one. We'll do that one. But yeah, I had multiple friends that were super into it. Snoop Dogg over here. That's probably a Snoop Dogg level, because he probably smoked several ounces in a day with how Snoop smoked. You know. How you doing, Jilly? You doing good? But yeah, it is what it is, basically. My buddies liked to, they were also rolling theirs for like passing. So like they would roll it for like 3 to 4 of them to just pass between each other. So that's probably why they were doing fat ones at a full gram per. I'm doing good. The kids are trying to go to sleep. The wife is about to go to take care of some pets for a family member that's out of town. I got a Tuesday night for some chill stream time. We're going to play a golf game. That's Super Battle Golf, so it's going to be chaos. And then, obviously, we're filling the void time with this real quick. But, you know, I am super... I haven't heard back from the second place that I'm trying to interview with and get into yet. Super bad. That sounds horrible. But I'm super hopeful to get out of this place that I'm working right now. They did a reduction in force already once, and then there's an attempt to buy them out from another company. And so with that, they're trying to raise the stock price of the company. I'm traumatized. What did you do in a golf game to Jilly? Because I'm sure you did it, didn't you, Mouse? But, yeah, they're trying to raise the stock price. So they're going to try to reduce expenses yearly and increase profits yearly. So what's going to happen is they're probably going to do another reduction in force, and it's going to result in a good number of people probably eliminated from my area. I'm already interviewing with another place that my best friend works. He's already given them a glowing recommendation. And so I'm hoping that I get to interview with them next week and hopefully be out of my current place in a couple weeks. So I am super excited about that. I'm going to have so much less stress on my shoulders once I'm out of this place and onto the new place. So, yeah, it'll be good.
City. Police are alerted to shots fired by the city's acoustic
murder
gunshot
suspect in
detection
New York
system
City.
called ShotSpotter, which allows for an immediate police response even before any 911 calls are placed. Notably, this incident takes place the following day and less than 6 miles.
Made him play golf with friends and would laugh hysterically when he couldn't make the shots. Dude, golf with friends is still good to play. And I think they added a bunch new courses, so that might be something. What did you guys play it on? Whole new shindig.
Away from the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, and police were still without a suspect in custody. Officers likely have this on their minds as they approach their scene in the 88th precinct. What follows
it's
is
about
extremely rare footage of a daytime
United Healthcare CEO murder guy?
NYPD.
Oh shit.
Upon arrival, one witness told officers the shooting suspect was in a vehicle with an out-of-state license plate, which was mounted at an angle by a single screw. Within 15 minutes, officers from the 84th precinct located a vehicle matching the witness's description roughly a mile away, near the intersection of Fulton and Washington. As officials attempted to pull them over, the vehicle fled, leading to a multi-cruiser pursuit in the congested streets of downtown Brooklyn. What officers don't know, there is a 3-year-old girl in the back.
You have got, if you're gonna try and apprehend a vehicle, you've got to put a car right in their grill and one right in their trunk, and then they cannot get away. They can't go forward and they can't go backwards. And a lot of that is building up some fucking momentum. It's simple physics. If you don't let the vehicle get momentum, it's stuck.
Seat of the suspect vehicle.
That should have been over right away. Oh, we got a miles chased counter up top. Dude, look at how many blurs are happening in this to protect identities and all that.
Body cameras on. Body cameras on.
Everyone get your body cameras on.
I can't hear transmissions.
Dude, there's going to be 5 of us playing the golf here in a little bit, and I am excited to see how it goes, because it always, every time I've seen someone play this game, it descends into madness. Bus, you could have helped. You're a city vehicle. Help. The bike guy is just like, I gotta deliver my Uber Eats, guys. Please don't hit me. So we've already crossed a half mile of chase. Ran 2 red lights. Why is that cop trying to pass the other cop? Idiot. I agree with the cop that's in the camera car right now. Why are you trying to pass him? You don't have any extra skills or abilities. Are you just trying to prove yourself? Because that results in bad things every time. Just ask Judy Hopps. Bum, bum, bum. I know it's fiction, but I mean, it's exactly the story. Try to prove for yourself capable, end up causing more trouble. Bada bing, bada boom. I hate those types of sirens that have that weird, like, super cop. But those ones that have that, like, echoey effect are always like, they mess with my ears. Super cop would be running. They wouldn't even need the car. Is that car gonna get scraped, or are they gonna move the hell over?
Turn left, turn left.
I was gonna say, why are so many? Well, I guess it's New York. It's full of idiots. Even if New York has. So let's see. Hey, Scapegoat! We haven't seen you in a bit. I've been wondering how you're doing. I hope you're doing well. We're watching a little bit of police footage before we do some Super Battle Golf collab shenanigans. So just think of the population of New York. If you have 10% of them being just full-on idiots, they're going to be more idiots in New York than in most normal cities, just because of how many people there are. So whenever you do this stuff, yeah, you're probably going to have a bunch of dum-dums, making it really, really difficult for the police car that you should be out of the way of to get where they need to go.
We're in the 7-7. We're close to the 7-7 precinct itself.
Like, where I am in the Midwest, you pull over. You get to the side so that the cops can just go straight through. I've never seen so many vehicles not even care to try and move. Never. This is mind-blowing. But it fits for big cities. A lot of big city folks are like, eh. They might help each other physically, but like, whenever they're on the road, they do not care. In fact, I didn't think it's done as crazy with the dumb drivers. Yeah, exactly. Making it had too many irons in the fire and things got a bit too much. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you got some of those irons out and you can actually de-stress a little bit, my dude. You do not want too much going on at once. That is for sure. I was just telling them that, like, I'm hoping to switch jobs because the stress at my current one is just insane. I'm asked to do 65 different jobs all at once. And ooh. Oh no. The driver's over there. Is there another person in the was there a second person in the car? Okay, there must have been a second person in the car. That they're telling to get on the ground because the driver just ran off.
A girl in the backseat prior to firing 19 times, whose condition will be revealed via.
That was 19? I'm sorry, I'm going back. I want to count them. That was too far. Right here.
Park in Utica. He's stuck.
1, 2, 3. So it's about 19, yeah. Yeah, okay. I was like, that sounded like way more than 19, but I guess it was only 19. But yeah, 3-year-old in the car. They didn't know that there was a 3-year-old yet.
They were unaware of the 3-year-old girl in the backseat prior to firing 19 times.
But that person, that second person must have had a gun on them or something.
Police killed 21-year-old passenger Christopher Ferguson, who they allege pointed a pistol at them. Christopher was driven by his alleged 21-year-old girlfriend, whose name is redacted. She was shot twice in the right thigh before being apprehended, and was later indicted by a Brooklyn grand jury on first-degree reckless endangerment and other child endangerment charges.
Yeah, I would definitely charge her with child endangerment.
Investigation involving Christopher.
But we become aware that this male is someone who's wanted for a homicide that occurred back in March, a particularly vicious homicide that I had the opportunity to observe on camera.
Once news of Christopher's death broke, his mother advocated for the release of the body cam footage.
Well, you got it.
Somebody needs to answer for why my son was shot. I don't even want to believe that it's him until I see with my own eyes.
I don't care what crime that Christopher did. 17 shots is excessive.
My son was 100 pounds.
He was 19.
2 shots could have killed him. They didn't need all of that.
For the usual.
You don't trust that the 2 shots are going to take someone down. You do not. Because it's actually insane how... Think of how many people have been shot 9 times or more and they survived. There are stories of people getting shot a dozen times and still being able to fire guns. All it takes is a trigger pull, and you can still shoot. So, 50 Cent, exactly. I was going to say 50 Cent. But I was like, that's too specific, maybe. But yeah, like, people can... It takes a trigger pull. If there's ever someone that is trying to hurt you, you don't stop and say, that might be too much. Because they're trying to hurt you. And you do not want that. You know? Yeah, people being stabbed a ton of times too. A knife, a broken bottle, all sorts of stuff that some people will be like, oh, they just had a knife, or oh, they just had a broken bottle. Yeah, that can kill you in a minute, like literally in a minute. If you get stabbed in the jugular, if you get stabbed in one of your vital organs down low, done. If you get stabbed in the heart, done. Like, there's a lot of things that can kill you very fast. Even if the heart is stopped, you still have a few seconds before the brain... Exactly, Scapegoat. That is 100% true. I think it's like 13 seconds that you can still survive even if your head's, like, severed. So, yeah, it's one of those things that I don't want people to be shot. By cops, by home defense, any of that. But you've got to... If you are trying to defend yourself or someone... You've got to not assume that they're going to just stop because you shot them 2 times, 1 time. It's not like in the movies where it's like you put a single bullet in someone and they just limp and fall over. You know? That's not how it works. You know? So, I don't want anyone to die, but safety is very important, and I think everyone deserves to protect themselves. You know what I mean? Obviously, the case of exception for this is, like, if cops are trying to arrest you, it's not defense to pull a gun on them. The way that I am telling my kids, the way that I understand it and I treat my life is you are going to fight things in court. If you're wrongfully pulled over, you just say, all right, sure, whatever, you move on with it. You then... get bonded out, you go to court, and you're like, hey, here's evidence that I didn't do this. You see it all the time with motorcyclists that have the helmet cams, and they get told, oh, you were going 110, and they're like, I was not going 110. I have footage of myself going only 58, or whatever the speed is. And then they use it in court. They submit that as evidence. The judge goes, yeah, I can see he never went to 110. You got the wrong bike. And then they dismiss the charges. Same thing with all sorts of other crimes. You don't fight. That's how you get trouble. That's how you get shot. We do not want people dying. You know? Meanwhile, the guy was wanted for murder somewhere else, and that's not good. That he was, you know, away so long, apparently, before he got, in this case, not quite apprehended, but... Okay, so now for the second officer that fired. I wished that they could blur it partially so that you could actually see what's in his hands. That's what I wish, because it would give you a better like idea of like, oh yeah, that's definitely a gun. But you know, they got to blur everything. He mag dumped. Your son is in there, then you shouldn't have been running from the cops. That puts him in so much danger. Like, holy cow, dude. Criminals are idiots. Okay, so this is the officer that finds the baby, I guess. Yeah, crossfire, that's bad. That's bad. You do not want that. It's not even going to be in a car seat, is it? Nope, not even in a car seat. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad that the 3-year-old is okay, though. You know what I mean?
A slow-motion review of Officer Aguilar's body cam shows Christopher was armed with his pistol and pointed it at officials moments
there we
before.
go. You can definitely see a pistol, so the officer was not just seeing things. That's what I like to see is hey, there's verifiable evidence. All right. Well, we ended that one just about the perfect time, so give me just a second. We're going to be switching over to the battle golf. So give me just a second.